This is my story. This isn't very long ago. I remember I was preparing for my prelims and I would not take a moment to pray before I started studying. And as I started studying, I realized I wasn't able to memorize my answers properly and I was getting really irritated and annoyed. And as I was studying, I thought to myself, why am I not able to memorize my answers properly and why am I getting so annoyed? But I still somehow just managed and I gave all my exams with the same attitude. Weeks later, after I got my results, I was disappointed. I felt very miserable about myself. When I took a moment to think to myself where I went wrong, I realized I hadn't turned to God and I had not asked Him for His grace upon me as I would study, which is very important. I believe no matter what you do in life, even if it's the smallest thing, we need to ask God for His support, for His strength, and for His grace. Months later, as my board exams were approaching, I started studying even harder than I had studied for my prelims, like any other child would. Now, this is the exciting part of my story. I vividly remember as I was studying for my literature paper, I heard a voice in my head telling me to learn three questions in particular from one chapter. I just trusted that voice and learned only those three questions from that chapter. The following day was my exam, and as the teacher handed the question paper to me, and as I went through the first three questions, you guys will not believe. The first three questions were exactly those questions which I had memorized the night prior. I was so amazed and so shocked to see how God works in our lives simply by us just trusting in Him. Wow, isn't it amazing by just trusting in God how He can work in such marvelous ways? Everybody fails in life, and I feel it's okay to fail. It's completely okay to fail. But if you turn to God and know and trust that He is going to be by your side, He will never let you fail. He does not let His children